do need help.
I polish them all the time, as you all know. So finding success every day, it doesn't just happen. You don't just say, I don't know where I'm going, I don't know where my sights are set, but that would be cool if I ended up here. That would be cool if I ended up with a medal. That'd be awesome. You know, maybe it'll just happen. Maybe I'll just show up and I'll be the best. That'll be great. Finding success every day starts with direction. And direction, if you want to have a direction to your life, you have to start with a plan. And if you want a plan, you need to start with goals. Every single day that I compete, every single day that I train, every single day I write down goals for myself. A few weeks ago, my daughter and I were on an airplane. She's only 5 years old. As we're sitting there, we get our seatbelts on, the stewardess goes up to the front of the plane and she gives the little safety talk, and as we're waiting to go to the runway to take off, the plane starts backing out. But my little 5-year-old daughter turned to me and she said something that was really interesting. She said, "That's really cool. Sometimes you have to go backwards before you can go forwards." I thought, wow, genius, you know? How true that is. I first realized that back in 2005. At our Olympic trials that fall, just before the 2006 Olympics, I had just finished a practice run. I had just gone down the track, and when we turned to look at the finish line, we saw a 4-man bobsled coming towards us, flying at about 70 miles an hour. Right when I saw that coming, I took a step. There was actually a staircase behind me, just like the podium is behind me. There was a staircase behind me. And so I had to take a step to jump out of the way. And right when I did that, the bobsled hit me from behind. This was just 3 months before the Olympic Games. And I was ranked first in the world. And I jumped up to my feet again and I fell back to the ground and I couldn't figure out why I couldn't run to see what had just happened. When I looked down at my leg and my bones were sticking out of my speed suit. I was in a pool of blood, and I just remember thinking, how can this happen to me? How can this happen? I'm supposed to go to the Olympics. I'm supposed to win a gold medal, and it's 3 months away. As I was laying there, I came out of surgery, and I was in this room waiting to, see my family and have them come. They had to travel to Canada to come see me. And as I'm sitting there in this room, it finally hit me. My Olympic dream is gone. All the sacrifice, all the time, everything that I had put in to becoming and wanting to become an Olympian had vanished in a split moment, and there was nothing I could do about it. I didn't have a choice. In that moment, my choices were all taken away from me. And at that moment, I really did comprehend the extent of my injury, that I would be unable to compete in the Olympics. So a tear started coming down my cheek. And I really wasn't crying hard. It was one or two tears coming down my cheeks. And right when those tears started going down my cheeks, my doctor walked in. And she said, "Why are you crying? You have 2 choices. You can either look back and be upset and angry at what had happened to you. You can be frustrated and say, 'Why me?' You can be stuck in your sorrow and be depressed about it. Or you can choose to move forward. What happened, happened. Your leg's not going to heal by itself. You need to get to work." That was the best lesson I could have ever had. I had 2 choices to make. We always have a choice to make. No matter how bad things get, no matter how off course we get, no matter what obstacles come our way, we always have a choice. We can look back and be upset and angry that something fell through, that something didn't go the way that it was planned, or we can take it and we can look forward and say, all right, this is what it is. Now how am I going to get to here? Rechart your course. So I'm on my little sled going up to the roof, 5 times the ceiling, down into the belly, up to the roof, down to the belly. All of a sudden, I am sitting there into the last pressure, and I'm saying, don't hit the roof, Don't hit the roof, don't hit the roof, don't hit the roof. What do you guys think I did? I hit the roof. I hit the roof hard. All of a sudden I hear, octane. I'm like, oh great, 81 on the track, 81 on the track. And all of a sudden I see it's like, like paramedics, you know, like running towards me. And I'm like, 9 Krankenwagen. That was all I could say. No ambulance. And they're like, no, you need an ambulance. They're speaking in German. I'm speaking a little German, mostly in English. Like Jinglish or something. So then I have this huge old bump here. My arms are bleeding, my wrists are bleeding, and I'm just saying, oh no, I'm fine, I'm good. The moral of this story, the lesson that I learned, where you look is where you'll go. I was looking right at that wood, and I hit the wood. Where you look is where you go. Where are you looking? Where are your sights set? Do you aim high? Sometimes, like my daughter said, sometimes we have to move backwards before we can go forwards again. But sometimes, I've noticed in my own career, I've been so focused on my accomplishments that I've done, I'm looking back, that I'm not able to look forward and set my sights high. Where are we looking?